Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much. It's also dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I wouldn't do any of this without you guys. Today we're bringing to life the successor of the Batosai, leader of the Jupangatna, Makoto Shishio. Shishio was a brutal and sadistic killer that worked for the Meiji government before being betrayed by them, where they attempted to burn him alive. Didn't take. Shishio survived but was horribly disfigured and lost the ability to regulate body temperature. With his rage now burning hotter than his actual body, Shishio plotted against the new government and brought together those whose hatred burned for the government more than his. Shishio is a man who likes a theme, even if it could literally kill him. Seriously, the man can't regulate his body temperature and could die from extreme heat. So what does he do? Lights everything on fire and puts explosives in his glove. Pretty sure his brain was cooked in the original fire. So anyway, Shishio lights his sword on fire and can use it to perform special moves. I feel like I'm rushing this part, but seriously, the guy has a death wish. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook. We're using standard point array to make things simple for you, and we're not multi-classing. This is going to be a really simple build today. We're starting things off with Con at 15. You were literally burnt alive and walked away. You have some serious health. Intelligence is coming in at 14. You've spent a lot of time planning a single event to perfection. Strength will be 13. You will not be able to match Kenshin in speed, so you'll need to outclass him in damage. Dex follows at 12. You do actually have amazing speed and agility, nearly matching Kenshin, but you can never reach at that level. Wisdom will be low at 10, but if you hadn't poked the bear with Kenshin, you might have actually won. We'll have to dump charisma. You're actually very charismatic, but we need a dump stat, and we can fix that later. Shishio is a human, but in all honesty, very much not a normal human. Custom lineage gives you a free feat and skill with a stat improvement. Place +2 into intelligence. For your free feat, Slasher adds +1 to strength and improves your combat with a weapon that deals slashing damage. Once per turn, when you hit with a weapon that deals slashing damage, you can reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Also, when you score a critical hit that deals slashing damage, until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls. For your skill, take Perception. For background, we're going to need to take the skills Stealth and Acrobatics. Let's jump straight into combat. Level 1 fighters start things off with 2 skills. Take Athletics and Insight. You also start with a fighting style. Dueling adds +2 to damage while wielding a weapon with one hand and holding no other weapon. Second Wind lets you ignore damage by healing yourself 1d10 plus your fighter level. Level 2 fighters gain Action Surge, pushing yourself further than before. You can now give yourself a free action once per short or long rest. Level 3 fighters receive their subclass. You wield Tricks and Fire to kill your enemies, so let's give you some Tricks and Fire. Eldritch Knight, found in the Player's Handbook, will do all of that. Spellcasting gives you the ability to cast spells, though you're not a full caster or even a half caster. This means you can never go past 4th level spells, but more importantly, you are limited to spells only from the schools of Abjuration or Evocation, save for a couple spells you get from any school. You can pull spells from the Wizard's spell list, and like them, you will use your intelligence modifier for spell attack and DC. You start with 2 cantrips and 3 spells, one from any school of magic you wish. Before we get to those, we have one more feature you will want to hear. Weapon Bond creates a magical bond with a weapon after performing a ritual for 1 hour. You can now summon the weapon with a bonus action and can't be disarmed unless you're incapacitated. For your spells, Green Flame Blade ignites your sword when you attack a creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers normal damage, for now, and the fire shoots out at another target within 5 feet of the first, dealing your intelligence modifier in fire damage. Thunderclap causes a blast around you because for some odd reason you have in fact laced your gloves with explosive powder, forcing a con save on everyone within 5 feet of you. Should they fail, they receive 1d6 thunder damage. Longstrider adds 5 feet to your total movement for 1 hour. Mage Armor gives you an AC of 13 plus Dex for 8 hours when not wearing armor. Burning Hands unleashes a wave of fire from your sword, creating a 15-foot cone that forces a Dex save on everyone within the cone, dealing 3d6 fire damage on a failure. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into strength for better attack and damage. For your new spell, Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction. Level 5 fighters now have extra attack. You can attack twice with a single attack action. You're also character level 5 now. This means now Thunderclap does 2d6 thunder damage, and Green Flame Blade now does an extra 1d8 fire damage to the first target and 1d8 plus intelligence modifier to the second target. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Place this into strength again. Level 7 Eldritch Knight fighters gain War Magic. Now when you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can now make one weapon attack with a bonus action. You also gain second level spells, but we're going to grab a first level spell for this one. For your new spell, Thunderwave causes an even bigger explosion from your hand. Seriously, why are you putting bombs in your hands to punch people? Maybe your wisdom should probably be lower. The blast is now a 15-foot cube, and failing another con save, everyone within the cube takes 2d8 thunder damage and pushes them back 10 feet from you. Level 8 fighters earn yet another ability score improvement. Let's amp up intelligence for a better spell DC. For your new spell from any magic school, Magic Weapon enchants one weapon for 1 hour while you maintain the spell. Your sword now adds +1 to attack and damage, and you can cast this at 4th level. It becomes a +2. Level 9 fighters receive Indomitable. Now when you fail a saving throw, including death saves, you can re-roll this failure once per short or long rest. Level 10 Eldritch Knight fighters now have Eldritch Strike. Now when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, they will now have disadvantage on the next saving throw from one of your spells until the end of your next turn. Like your new spell, Aganazzar's Scorcher, I can never say that, can anyone? Unleashes flames from your sword swipe that extend 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature within the line must make a dex save or take 3d8 fire damage. You also gain a new cantrip. Have fun. Level 11 fighters gain another extra attack. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action or 6 times with an action surge. You also gain another spell of 1st or 2nd level. Have fun choosing. I would actually suggest Scorching Ray to fire 3 blasts at different targets, but this really isn't in character, so I'm not going to give it to you. Like I didn't give you Firebolt, which would fire a blast that deals 3d10 fire damage. Out of character, but both actually work for this build, but I'm not going to give it to you. Take the spells. You're now character level 11. Thunderclap now deals 3d6 thunder damage, and Green Flame Blade deals an extra 2d8 fire damage to the first target and 2d8 plus intelligence to the second target. Level 12 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Durable adds +1 to your con and improves your short rest. Now when taking a short rest and you roll hit dice, you can never roll lower than double your con modifier. Level 13 fighters receive another use of Indomitable. You also receive 3rd level spells. For your new spell, Fireball causes an explosion out to 150 feet from you that creates a 20-foot radius sphere. Everyone within the sphere must make a dex save or take 8d6 fire damage. Level 14 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Let's cap off Strength. For your new spell from any school, it's time to push yourself to the limit. Haste doubles your speed, adds +2 to AC, grants you advantage on dex saves, and now you have an extra single weapon attack. You must maintain this spell for 1 minute, and when the spell ends, you can't move or take actions until after your next turn as your body temperature begins to spike too much. Level 15 Eldritch Knight fighters now have Arcane Charge. Now when you use your action surge, you can teleport up to 30 feet. Level 16 fighters earn another ability score improvement, and we need to grab another feat. Tough gives you double your current character level in HP, which will be 32. This also adds +2 to your HP for every level after this. For your new spell, take what you want. Level 17 fighters receive a 2nd use of Action Surge and a 3rd use of Indomitable. Your character level 17 now. Thunderclap now does 4d6 thunder damage, and Green Flame Blade now does a max of 3d8 fire damage on top of normal damage, and 3d8 plus your intelligence modifier in fire damage to the second target. Level 18 Eldritch Knight fighters gain Improved War Magic. Now, when you use your action to cast a spell, you can now make a weapon attack with a bonus action. Level 19 fighters earn our final ability score improvement. I'm going to suggest we fix Charisma, but if you want, go ahead and put this into Intelligence or Con or even Dex, because all three of those could use an improvement. For your new spell, Fire Shield lights you on fire for 10 minutes. Yeah, this is actually what it does, but it doesn't harm you, which is good. You need to keep your heat down. Now when you cast this spell, you choose a Warm Shield or Chilled Shield. Warm Shield grants you resistance to cold damage and deals 2d8 fire damage to a creature that hits you with a melee attack within 5 feet. Chill Shield grants you resistance to fire damage and deals 2d8 cold damage to a creature that hits you with a melee attack within 5 feet. Our final level is level 20 fighter, and you have another extra attack, meaning you can attack 4 times with a single attack action or 8 times with an action surge. You also gain your final spell, and this can be from any wizard school of magic, so have fun choosing. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 20, Dex 12, Con 16, Intelligence 18, Wisdom 10, Charisma 10. Let's dive in. You really are a monster. Your attacks are dealing 1d8 plus 7 when wielding with a single hand, and you can attack up to 8 times in a single turn. You can enchant your sword and unleash your rage with burning fire. Slashing at your enemies can now slow them down, give them disadvantage on attack rolls or saving throws against your spells. You're also incredibly hard to kill with over 200 HP and the ability to re-roll failed saves up to 3 times. Downside. Good thing you're hard to kill because your AC is terrible. Using mage armor, you only have an AC of 14, but you are a fighter, so you can wear armor. You could also multi-class into barbarian for 1 level to give yourself unarmored defense, which would totally fit with you. Wonder why I didn't do that. Oh yeah, because that will only give you a base AC of 14 and rage becomes useless because of all the combat spells. Your wisdom and charisma are also pretty low, so spells will target the hell out of you. Burn those who attempted to take your life because they didn't need you anymore, and defeat your rival to claim victory. Or cause yourself to die of massive heat stroke. You just had to poke the bear, didn't you? Thank you for joining me today. I release a new character build each week on YouTube and Spotify, and now on Patreon you can help decide next week's build. And it's a Street Fighter showdown. Will it be Zangief, Balrog, Vega, or M. Bison?